you. How are you doing? I just shuffled your cards. Let's see what's up in your life. We have shallow coming out, hollow, empty, boredom. Am I talking to someone who's a bit bored with their life? We'll figure it out together. Let's see what other cards want to come up. Had to turn down the music a little because it's a little loud. We have intimacy coming out, bonding, sensual, confiding. So hollow and bonding or sensual. I'm gonna get some clarifiers just to see family, fertility, parenthood, pregnancy. Okay, you're not on the same page with someone. We have fantasy coming out as the fourth card. I'm gonna go with this before I pull more cards for now. So there's a hollow feeling, an empty feeling. Someone is bored in this connection, and another person, take it as it resonates. You could be either of these people. Some other person is stuck in a fantasy of intimacy, stuck in a fantasy of building a family together, when the other party in this relationship is more so focused on the sexual aspect of the relationship, while the other party is more so living in their head, living in a fantasy land. Again, take it as it resonates. I'm just reading the cards. We have exhaustion coming out. So I have 3 cards for this one person and 2 cards for this other person. And this person is exhausted with keeping up a mask, keeping up a front, keeping up this fake role that they're playing just to get some ass. I'm getting, there will be some more clarity in this connection. I'm not sure why. Truth, intentions, and honesty. What will lead to this honesty? What will lead to all cards on the table? Making sure that you're on the same page, because right now it doesn't seem like these 2 people are on the same page when it comes to the long-term vision for this relationship. We have divine masculine energy. So I'm sensing that the divine masculine, I'm going to pull one more card for the other party here, which is, I'm guessing, a divine feminine energy. Again, take it as it resonates. If you are the divine masculine energy I am channeling here, then you might have started this relationship with the hopes of building a physical connection to this person. You thought that you can really learn a lot from them sexually or just physically in general, but this person has kind of been stuck in a fantasy when it comes to you. They don't want to look at the truth. You might have told them already, if I'm talking to a divine masculine that I'm channeling right now, that you don't want kids, you don't want a family, you're just looking for something simple right now. And this is also the last card coming out. So I pulled 4 cards for each of the people in this reading, each of the people in this connection. And what I'm seeing is that this will come as a shock to the divine feminine energy in this connection. So you, or this divine, for some reason I feel like I'm talking to a divine masculine. So this is you who's a bit on the more, not shallow doesn't have to mean bad. Shallow doesn't have to mean bad. There's different types of levels to different relationships. For example, even with my coworkers, there's shallow days, there's more intimate and deeper days. It just depends on the mood, and it depends on how long your relationship has been going, what was agreed upon before initiating the relationship. And I'm guessing that this divine masculine, whoever you are, if you're the divine feminine, that this is you're fantasizing about having a family with them, even though it was pretty clear from the start where this relationship will go, or rather where it won't go, right? I'd like to pull a bit from the tarot just to see if there's any clarifiers coming out. This honesty, I'm sensing that there has already been, you've already talked. The 2 people in this connection have already talked about where this connection is going, and I'm guessing that this clarity, this honesty when it comes to the long-term vision for this relationship was a bit shocking to the divine feminine party in this relationship, because they were kind of yanked out of this fantasy land that they've been building a family and a house with this divine masculine with. So we have Ace of Cups coming out. They saw this divine feminine saw this as a love opportunity when it really was all about intimacy. And I'm sensing that you both agreed upon that before the relationship took off. So now the divine feminine, the divine feminine energy in this connection understands that they don't have 0440 on the timer. They don't have the right to be upset, but they are still upset. We have Temperance coming out. So it's like Spirit is almost, even though it feels like I'm talking to a divine masculine Spirit is still giving advice for the divine feminine energy, because none of these people in the connection, they feel mean. They don't feel like they had bad intentions towards the other person. It's really just a shame how it all ended up, how you're not on the same page, how one person drove quicker than the other and now they're waiting at the finish line, but the person behind them is telling them, I wasn't planning on finishing. That's what she said. I wasn't planning on even reaching the finish line, so I don't know why you're waiting for me in the front there. So there's a lack of balance when it comes to your emotions. You're not on the same page, and I think someone will be moving on from this very quickly, very soon. I'd like to see who. Give me an indicator who. It's gonna be whoever I'm reading to. You'll be suddenly aware of the situation, that if you keep dragging this person along with you, even though it's just about schmecks basically, or about like gaining some sort of physical understanding for your own body. I'm sensing like schmecks magic and stuff like that. But not just that, not just the woo-woo part. It's also just, for some of you, you might have been never been with someone. Okay, there's a fly. Take it as it resonates again. Someone might be in your whatever. For some of you, or for some of these masculines, divine masculines, it might have been the first time they ever did something, so they wanted to kind of practice, is what I'm hearing. And this was an agreed upon contract between the two parties. So now there's this energy of running away. We have the Four of Cups in the reverse coming out. So it's just a second. Y'all, I was distracted for like 20 minutes now. Let's get right back on track. I was talking about the Four of Cups in the reverse, as well as the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So this relationship is about to end, because the masculine energy in this relationship knows that they have to kind of get away with something before it'll get more emotionally devastating, is what I'm hearing. This connection is becoming more emotional than they were hoping for, and they're just, this masculine energy, or you, the divine feminine energy and the divine masculine energy, have decided to just go their separate ways and work on themselves, try to figure out these things that they were trying to figure out in this physical relationship just by themselves. That's the last card. And there's still a hope for love. There's still a hope. No one is leaving this connection in a bad mood or with love lost. Like, there was no love lost. That's the whole point of why you're separating now, so that no more, like, no hard feelings get developed. You know what I mean? No one needs to catch feelings, even though the divine feminine has already started doing that. We have the star coming out in the upright. This is telling me that both of you are staying hopeful when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to physical intimacy, when it comes to emotional intimacy. This has just motivated you even more, this connection. It's not so that you're now hopeless and you're never gonna love again. You're gonna stay away from everyone, right? In fear that you're gonna get your heart broken or something, or that it's not gonna work out, that you're not gonna be on the same page. But it doesn't feel like that at all. This is very hopeful, humanitarian energy. It's like you haven't lost hope or faith in developing a spiritual connection to someone. So yeah, this is like a drama episode, like a filler episode a little bit, this reading. The energy was also not as strong as it usually is. I did have a fly flying around and I showered today, so that's not me there. Even what I'm hearing intuitively right now with the fly flying around, even if there were negative emotions that came up, like envy, bitterness, resentment, stuff like that, they weren't repressed. They dissipated. Like, they're not material anymore. They're not tangible anymore. It's very childish triggers, you know? Hello. Anyway, that's your reading. See you.